Every city in the country, unfortunately, has its share of homeless and panhandlers asking for money or something to eat because they don't have it. And obviously everybody needs to eat. But there are these two roadside beggars in Iowa who were offered a job by a man identified only as Mike. And after they turned down the offer for a job, Mike got mad. And he stood next to the men holding up a sign of his own that read, "Offered these guys a job. They said no, don't give money." Mm-hmm. And the man's nephew posted the picture, and it went viral with mixed reactions. Some people said, good for you. Yeah, you offer them something. They really don't want a job. They just want to make money, that they can pocket. And other people said, you don't know what's going on with that guy. There could be mental health issues, too. Why shame him?
So I'm saying, I'm not into public shaming. I don't think the public shaming is the right way to go, but a job is a job is a job. And if you're homeless or on the street and you're asking people for money that are actually working and someone offers you a job, you take the job.
Take it. Should you be humiliated?
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in the shaming aspect. I mean, there's a deeper conversation. There's more than to this picture than we know.
Right.
So there's always something
Maybe,
more.
the job, he maybe didn't want this job as a weird job, but this guy's offering you some help.
Oh,
maybe you didn't want that job, but this guy might lead you to something you might want to do. So
I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you as somebody who, has done a lot of things following my dreams in my career, and there was a time when I was homeless. And, sometimes people offer you things, and it's like, well, you know what? You're homeless. You take whatever. You don't offer them the best. Sometimes that's the case. We don't know what the job is. Maybe he wasn't able to perform the job, or maybe the guy wasn't nice or gracious about the job that he was offering. Some people come off very condescending. So I think there's two sides to the spectrum.
But supposedly somebody else also offered him a job, and he said no to that one as
crazy.
well.
If he 2 or 3 jobs, he did. And where so many people here. What is he? A job?
We hear lots of stories about kids who are called names for being overweight. It's terrible. But calling someone skinny can be more hurtful than you think. In an opinion piece on Mashable.com, author Nicole Shaka says comments like, quote, "you need to eat," and "your skin and bones" feel like skinny shaming to her, and it's really painful. And you don't know the story behind somebody's weight. Maybe they have anorexia, maybe they have an eating disorder, or they're just naturally thin and you're making them feel bad. Does she have a point?
Absolutely,
she has a point. And look, I hear you. We'll take the note for sure. I think we all need to learn from this. But also, she also needs to understand that I think majority of the time when someone says, "Oh my gosh, you look so little," it's actually a compliment coming from them. They think it's a nice thing that they're saying to you.
But here's the thing, Lance. As someone who's very petite, I'm 5 feet tall and naturally thin, I think what happens is it's fine if someone's like, "Oh, you look fantastic," or "You look great." There's a difference between saying that and being like, "Oh, you're so skinny. Can I give you a cheeseburger?" No, you can't give me. I have my own cheeseburgers. I don't need your cheeseburger. Right. And I remember when I saw Juliana Rancic go through this, and people were shaming her, and it was so. I watched her go through it, and I thought, this woman has cancer. You have no idea what she's going through. I think regardless of what someone's size is, whether it's big, medium, or small, how about we just don't body shame at all and promote body confidence?
Yes. That's what we should do. You have to also understand that people are going to say things because in this society, unfortunately, there's a lot of fat shaming. And as a big person, I understand now that I hear the skinny side of the plight, because I never think about skinny people unless I'm trying to eat one of you. But it's on the big end, it's so much fat shaming. It's so much, you're so fat and disgusting. For me to hear somebody say, "Oh, it's so hard, I'm skinny," and somebody say it's skinny, it's like, girl, please, because ever since I was a kid, I've been called thunder thigh, fat butt, chicken hips, this and that. I mean, everything.
That's why you should have the more then.
Well, we always say with raising children, we don't use those words. I don't use skinny, I don't use baby fat, I don't use big, I don't use small, we don't use any of that. And so it has to start when they're young, because placing a label on someone, whether they're small or big, is terrible.
It sticks, and it often sticks for a lifetime.
I think it's also a motherly thing, too, because my mom's always like, "You're too skinny, you're too skinny." But I think as a parent, you're always wanting your child to just be healthy, so you're always wanting to feed them. So I think it comes from a place of love a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, and respect everybody,